Seriously, Bugatti doesn't like what is going on, as it could cost a lot, making their company worth less or even bring them down completely. So they are seriously trying their best to make sure the rebuild stops before everything gets out of hand. If Mat finally succeeds in rebuilding this car, whether it is to factory standard or not, as long as he succeeds, Bugatti is definitely going to lose something far more valuable than money. Control. From Bugatti's point of view, this rebuild is a nightmare scenario. A damaged Chiron was supposed to follow one path only, back to the factory, into their system, under their rules, on their timeline, with their final approval. That's how Bugatti keeps order. That's how they protect the brand. This rebuild ignores that completely. At first, Bugatti did what they always do. They refused to supply parts, refused to assist, refused to approve the work. No drama, no noise, just a closed door. The expectation was simple. Without factory support, the rebuild would stall, costs would spiral, problems would stack up. Eventually, the project would die quietly, but that didn't happen. Instead, Mat Armstrong kept going. The interior came out, carbon panels were exposed, parts were removed, labeled and shipped, workarounds were found. Shared Volkswagen Group components were identified. Problems that were supposed to stop everything turned into obstacles that could be worked around. And then the rebuild crossed into dangerous territory. The gearbox damage, the idea of splitting the car. Something Bugatti designed to only ever happen inside their own facilities, with their own equipment, by their own engineers. That's when Bugatti changed strategy. Instead of ignoring the rebuild, they acknowledged it. Instead of silence, they explained. The CEO stepped in, not to shut it down directly, but to frame it. To draw a line between what Bugatti considers acceptable and what they don't. The message was clear without saying it outright. This rebuild is not approved. This rebuild is not supported. And whatever happens next, Bugatti wants no responsibility for it. On the surface, it sounded calm, professional, even reasonable. Safety concerns, testing standards, certification. But beneath that calm explanation was a warning. Because Bugatti wasn't talking to Mat. They were talking to everyone watching. They were reminding owners, insurers, and future buyers that stepping outside the factory system comes with consequences. That without Bugatti's blessing, a Chiron becomes something else. Unsupported, unverified, on its own. Before we go further, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because this rebuild is reaching a point where every next step matters, and what happens from here could change how manufacturers treat owners forever. Here's the problem for Bugatti. Refusing support doesn't stop a rebuild if the owner is willing to accept the risk. And FXALEXG already crossed that line when he bought the car back. 2 million spent, no turning back. At that point, stopping wasn't an option. Sending the car to Bugatti sounded safe on paper. But once the car enters their system, control disappears. Prices can rise, timelines can stretch, additional damage can be discovered, and the owner has no leverage. The car stays until Bugatti decides it's done. FXALEXG didn't want that. He wanted control, transparency, a clear process, and that's how Mat Armstrong entered the picture. With cameras rolling, every step is documented, every issue is shown, every solution is explained. And that visibility is what makes this rebuild dangerous to Bugatti. Because it removes the mystery, it shows that some things aren't impossible, they're just restricted. Mat isn't claiming the rebuild is better than factory. He's not pretending it meets Bugatti's internal standards, but success doesn't require perfection. It only requires completion. The moment the car drives again, the argument changes forever. Because once one Chiron comes back without Bugatti, others will follow. Other written-off cars, other owners facing massive repair quotes, other rebuilders asking why ownership ends the moment a car is damaged. Bugatti's strength has always been control. Control over parts, control over processes, control over who is allowed to touch the car. That control protects the brand, but it also limits the owner. And this rebuild exposes that tension in public. Every panel removed without factory tools weakens the idea that only Bugatti can do the job. Every part sourced outside official channels proves alternatives exist. Every workaround challenges the system that keeps owners dependent. Bugatti wants this rebuild to stop before it reaches the finish line. Because once it's done, there's no undoing it. No statement can erase the proof. No explanation can reverse what people have already seen. And right now, it's still moving forward. The interior is gone. Carbon panels exposed, seats, dash, trim, and everything else carefully packed for E3 Customs. Custom retrims, unique colors, one-of-a-kind design, nothing stock. Everything showing that even without Bugatti, a world-class result is possible. The next phase is the most dangerous. Splitting the car in half to access the gearbox, pulling the engine, doing what Bugatti insists should only happen inside their walls, with their equipment, with trained technicians overseeing every move. This isn't just about a car anymore. It's about ownership, about who really controls what happens to a vehicle after it leaves the showroom. Is it the person who paid millions or the manufacturer who designed it? Mat and FXALEXG are proving it can be the owner. Every step taken is high stakes. Every bolt removed, every panel lifted, every workaround designed is a statement. You don't need factory permission to reclaim what you own. Bugatti's CEO may have warned, explained, and outlined risks, but Mat isn't backing down. He sees the impossible and says, "Let's try anyway. Document it all. Solve every problem that comes. Learn everything on the fly." This is the moment that defines independent hypercar rebuilds. The moment where control, knowledge, and determination collide. The moment where a blacklisted Chiron could either become a symbol of independence or a cautionary tale of risk. Stay subscribed. Turn on notifications. Watch every step as this story unfolds. Because when this car finally drives again, it won't just be a rebuild. It will be a message. One Bugatti never intended to send. See you in the next one.